guys, happy Friday. Welcome back to the DIY Designer. Thanks for stopping by. Today is a really good cozy weather, chilly weather fall accessory. It's still only cold in the morning and at night here in LA. Morning and night it's like 40 or 50 degrees, and then midday it's like 90. So I at least get to wear my fun cozy accessories early in the morning and late at night, and you better believe I'm gonna do it. So I had an idea for a DIY. I was in New York recently on a work trip, and I actually created a vlog for that trip. And when I was there, I had time in the morning, and so I spent the morning kind of walking around all these amazing stores. There were such beautiful designers and stores and fashion, and I wanted everything, and it was so expensive, and I literally could afford nothing. But I stopped into a store, this designer named Sonia Rykel. I really hope I'm pronouncing that right. She has really, really cool fashion. She has a lot of pieces that feel like really handmade and custom and draped and patchwork and wild and just really cool fabrications and colors. Really badass. Anyway, I love her style. And she had this piece that was this big hood. And it was a hood with a cowl neck attached to it. And it was just one separate piece that you could add onto anything, kind of turning anything into a hooded outfit. I love really cool, big, oversized hoods like this. I think that they're really fun. They're really high fashion. They add a lot of style to any outfit. And I thought it would be really fun to make a hood that I could add onto anything. I could throw it over a sweatshirt or a jacket, and that's what we're gonna do today. I went to one of my favorite stores. It's called Mood. If you watch Project One Way, then you know Mood very well. But they're expensive, but they have the best stuff. And they had this. It's a piece of ribbing. It was $14 for this particular piece, and ribbing is basically that fabric that usually you find on like the cuff or the waistband or something of like a sweatshirt. It's that really stretchy, so almost like sweater fabric. And it is the perfect fabric to create this big oversized hood. So that's what we're gonna do. There's a lot of hoods you'll see here that have the long sort of scarf part attached to it, and then you kind of throw it over and wrap it around. And I've just never been a fan of those. I don't know why, I don't really like them. So I wanna create one that's a hood, has a cowl neck, and can sit right on top of a sweatshirt. And that's what we're gonna do. Let's take a look at materials. All right, this is a hood that I cut off a sweatshirt I bought at Salvation Army for a couple of bucks. I bought the sweatshirt with the sole purpose of using this hood as a pattern. So you can see there, it fits, although it's a little small. I want an oversized hood. So here, this is the edge of our ribbing. The great thing about ribbing is that when it's produced, one edge of it is perfectly clean, which means it's gonna require no hemming. So I'm pinning those ends together. This is going to be the front of my hood, the part that lays on my face. Now I'm taking my hood piece that came off of my sweatshirt, and I'm just making sure that it's perfectly even, so double check your bottoms and your tops. Now I'm laying it on the edge, and I'm actually sliding it back about 3 inches because that's how much bigger I want my hood than this sweatshirt. I line the top up exactly, but I have myself there about 2 or 3 inches, and I'm also giving myself 2 or 3 inches on the bottom. I'm gonna cut off the excess of the sweatshirt, of the ribbing rather, because this is actually gonna become my cowl neck. Now, I'm giving myself ½ an inch approximately of seam allowance. I'm just eyeballing it, so when you're cutting, just kind of go away from your sweatshirt approximately ½ an inch, and that will be your seam allowance. Now, you want to angle the bottom of the hood. It creates a really pretty shape when it comes a little longer in the front than by the neck. So I'm angling it slightly because I do want this hood to be bigger than my sample hood. So now you're going to pin back the seam. This is the seam that goes from the back of our head all the way down to our neck. So start up on the top, that's basically the crown of the head, going all the way down. This is going to be the base of the neck. Now, when you're sewing, ribbing especially, make sure that you push the fabric into the sewing machine. Under the tension of the machine, it's gonna wanna stretch that fabric. So push, push, push. So this is basically the shape of our hood now. It kind of hangs and slopes down the back. And so we're going to add now a big cowl piece that's gonna go on the bottom. So this is gonna get connected now to like a big oversized scarf, which is gonna be made out of the same material. This was the material that I cut off the excess, cut off the bottom in the beginning. So I'm just making sure that it's all lined up and I'm evening it out to make sure that it's straight. Obviously it's got the shape there left over from our hood. So even it all up, and now you're gonna pin it together. Before you do this though, you are gonna wanna measure the circumference of your hood. I accidentally did not do that. So measure the circumference of your hood and make sure that your cowl neck is the same size so that it fits in perfectly. Now you just sew it closed and it's basically like a tiny infinity scarf. Now it's time to sew our hooded piece to our cowl neck. So you're gonna sew the base, this is the part that's going all the way around your neck, and start with the very front. We wanna overlap that front so it has that nice kind of little overlap part right at the base of the neck. So overlap it by approximately an inch, start in your center front, and then move to your center back. You wanna take the seam that ran all the way down the base of your head to your neck and attach it to the back seam of your cowl neck. Once you do front and back, then you move to your right and left. And after that, it's just a matter of kind of evening out, distributing, and pinning all the way around to make sure it's even. There you can see that now we've got it pinned all the way around. That is the right side of our hood to the right side of our cowl neck, right? So we're hiding the seam on the inside. That way when you flip it inside out, that's gonna look like that and your seam is hidden. Now we just stitch. Remember you guys, again, you really wanna push that fabric in, otherwise it is gonna stretch out your neck, which you don't want. Take out the pins and we're ready to go. All right, I am going to try it on and see how it looks. It's never too late to adjust it. It's always easier to take volume out than to add it back in, so always give yourself a little more than you need, but let's see how it fits. Hopefully it's fabulous.
Meditation through the yoga lessons, going greener by the minute. Soon I can't wear any other colors. Boots is color.